Hey guys, welcome to Keeping Up with the Nerds. We are here again to talk about one thing that's actually happened on Disney Plus recently.
Disney time!
Disney time! But not really related to Disney at all. We're here because we recently just watched the play Hamilton. The one play that's been like chasing everybody for the past, how long now?
Years. I think it came out 2015, 2016.
2016. Wow.
Yeah.
And it's still relevant.
It's still relevant. Still is one of the biggest musicals out there.
Now that it's on Disney Plus because of everything that's been going on and stuff like that, which as basic I kind of think because this is the only time I'll ever watch Hamilton. I'm not about to pay like $1,000 to go
for
see
just
it.
Some seats in Broadway.
Yeah.
It'd be more than that. You have to pay for your ticket and then actually the venue. And if you get lucky to buy tickets for the month that you're going into. And hotel.
Oh my God, and hotel.
And food to stay
I'm
over.
talking about like $50,000.
And public transportation.
Oh my God.
It's a lot of stuff just to go watch it.
But yeah, it's on Disney Plus, so that's actually a really smart idea. Even though everything that's been happening with the pandemic, obviously they can't do any more shows. So why not do the best thing and put it on Disney Plus? Which is actually, watching the play was actually, I'm like, wow, all the stuff that they were talking about and said is a little kind of like how Disney doesn't put it's not what I expect that Disney would put on Disney Plus with all the restrictions that they have, that they weren't going to put up. They were going to put up maybe mild language, but no cussing.
They cussed a farewell amount.
Yeah, they cussed a farewell amount, maybe like a little under 10 times, maybe
they
a little
said,
over.
Oh man, a lot. The only thing I heard, I don't think they really like said it, was the F word.
No,
but they constantly
said shit.
They said that a couple times. They pretty much censored out a lot of the F words. I think they only left out one.
I
maybe
think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
They like redubbed it. Like,
yeah.
I saw that like a little clip of it and stuff. But we're here to discuss our thoughts about it. So let's begin with did you hear so before you watched the play, have you listened to the songs or got introduced to it before you watched the play right now?
My experience is that with Hamilton, I was around a lot of people that just would not stop talking about Hamilton.
Same here.
So on our way to Vegas about, I would say maybe a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, the girlfriend and I were just like, why don't we just listen to musicals? And so Book of Mormon was one of them. Hamilton was the other. On the way over there, we decided to listen to Hamilton, and we loved it. We were just so consumed by the way the story, like how a history story can be told in modern music. I think it's a combination of like jazz, hip hop, and rap. It's like just a bunch of different genres like that. We understood a lot of stuff that they were talking about. And usually with musicals, it's my experiences with musicals, at least, they're very detailed, and a lot of the messages are kind of hidden there. You kind of have to see it, not necessarily just listen to it. And I felt like listening to Hamilton gave us a good insight of what the musical was going to be about without missing a lot of details. One of the examples was like Helpless, for example, the song Helpless. We knew why the song was in there. It just wasn't just thrown in there. It was a good, even with just listening to it, we understood what was going on.
That's what I thought, because I've never listened to a Hamilton song at all. I'm the type of person that I need to visually see it before I see it, because I don't want to get introduced to the song. I kind of like not the surprise, but I like seeing the transition of bringing it. And I think that's one of the things that after watching Hamilton that I didn't expect, was that it was basically one song after another, but it was a smooth transition, especially the way that they were talking, that in the song it made sense. And I think that's what I really enjoyed about it, and I really did respect, was that usually when I watch a musical or a musical movie, I don't like too many songs in it, because I like to, when I'm watching something or a movie that has a lot of songs in it, I'm like, well, take a break, let's talk about the story and then lead up to the song. Like the song's like basically like a fight scene or an action scene in a musical movie or show. This one does it completely different, the opposite of what I usually like. Like I said, it goes, once they finish one song, they're right into another song, but there is still not dialogue per se, but characters talking and moving forward with the narrative.
Do you have any experiences with musicals at all, or plays?
I mean, I like certain musicals. I'm not a big play person.
You've never like went to go see them out in public?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, but that's. I mean, I do appreciate a good musical and stuff like that. Yeah. But.
So I've kind of had some experience with it. I took a theater or history class in college as well as a theater class, and in the theater history one, we were kind of encouraged to go out and listen or go watch some musicals either created by students in the college or created by other production companies. I remember going to the Queen Mary one, and that one, I cannot remember the name of that one, but I remember seeing one at Long Beach, Cal State Long Beach. It was a rendition of Midsummer Night's Dream, but done in the 90s fashion, I guess. So it was like a bunch of hip hop and rap. Yeah. So the thing with musicals, you are 100% right that, Hamilton did do a lot of seamless transitions from one song to another, and you were never really lost with what was going on.
Yeah.
Some musicals, from what I've seen, tend to do that because musicals don't tend to have normal dialogue. It's not a Disney movie where it's like every 5 minutes you're gonna get a new song, or every 5 to 10 minutes. Musicals are musicals. It's supposed to be a song and it's supposed to transition. It was some musicals that I've seen. I've never seen a Broadway one, but I've seen like small productions and stuff like that. I've seen it where they do have trouble transitioning, where it's kind of like song, then these two match, and then all of a sudden stage goes black, and then they have to redo the whole thing because there's no seamless transition. Hamilton didn't do that, so I can understand 100%. So we've talked about experiences with what we think of Hamilton. If we had any experiences with any musicals and plays, I'm gonna ask you this is the one because you're the one that is really excited to talk about this. Really, what did you think of Hamilton?
So overall, before I've seen it, a lot of people were talking about it. I have one friend, he knows who he is if he's watching this, is always pushing Hamilton. He the first.
Do we know
song,
this friend? Have we mentioned him before?
No.
Okay.
This is a friend of mine.
Okay.
But he knows who he is. But he loves Hamilton so much, and he turned me on not to the original Hamilton song, Alexander Hamilton song, the beginning one, but he goes, this is a parody, and this is exactly how basically it is in Hamilton. It was a Batman Alexander Hamilton one, and I have to show you to it after. If not, I'll send you the link so you can put it down below. It's actually a really good one for Batman and stuff like that. And so when I first saw it, I was like, okay, and I watched it with my girlfriend who's seen it before, who's listened to it. She's Hamilton. She's one of those people. Because it's such a good play. She's all.
She's like, you have to watch it.
Yeah. So we watched it together, and I was a little afraid to watch it with her because I'm like, don't listen. I'm watching this. Do not sing any of the songs. I told her, do not sing any of the songs. I want to listen to them singing it, not you. Like, at least not right away. But there was I watched it. And you know what? It was actually pretty good.
Yeah.
I see why people like it. I do think people overhype it sometimes.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, you have your big fan. I mean, we're guilty of it too.
We're guilty
we
of
do
it
with
though,
video games and comic books all the time. Come on. I can't blame them for that.
No, but I actually did. I had fun watching it. It did lose me at certain points because I did kind of zone out a bit. But that's me. That's me. But overall, even then, okay, so right before watching it, I was like, it's 2 hours and 40 minutes.
Yeah.
I was like, what? I'm watching it, and it's like an hour and 40 minutes in. That's when I checked the time. I'm like, what the heck?
There's another hour.
Yeah, there's still another hour, but I'm like, that went by really quick. That went by really quick, and I was like, okay, cool. And then we watched it, and it ended, and I was like, you know what? That was actually pretty good. I'll watch it again, obviously. I like the songs. There are... I did like the first song before seeing it. I did like the original song, the Alexander Hamilton song. But then now after watching this, I have another song that I like, maybe even two.
Pick between the two. Which one?
So I think it has to be King George. Which is the best character in that whole play, and I love that he keeps coming. He comes back like 3 times in it, just saying different things, but saying almost the same song. You guys know the da 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 da.
We'll insert a clip of it right. We'll insert the clip right now.
Yeah. you guys seen, that was like the best part of just how the guy acts, And it was another one. I think it may have been the last song. The last song was actually pretty emotional. That's why I like
When he dies?
When he dies, but his wife singing the song.
Gotcha. Okay. And that's not a spoiler because we already know the history of Alexander.
It's a history. Piece, guys. You don't know how
actually Alexander Hamilton lives and he's still alive in 2020.
No, they say it in the first song. So if you say spoiler, I'm going to be mad at you.
What? You mean to tell me Aaron Burr shot Hamilton?
No, actually, they do basically tell you the whole story within that first song.
Yes, they do. That's why it's like you can't spoil this.
There's no way going out of spoilers. But.
All right, so you told us your favorite song.
Favorite song. Yes.
Favorite character, obviously.
Favorite character, love you, King George.
Did you have a favorite scene, scenario, anything like that?
Oh yes, I loved when he was singing about like a hurricane and stuff like that, and then you see the background. Oh yeah, you see the background of the eye of the hurricane, and everything, papers kind of going around. With another thing too, that spinning thing, they use that so well.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it would be like they would overdo it. Like, okay, I get it, you're using the spinning thing. No, but they used it in a very creative way.
I'll tell you right now, it was all our camera work. Yeah. I think that because I've seen certain musicals and plays that do feature movable platforms and stuff like that. It does take away if you really examine it while you're watching it live. The camera work in this one kind of just enhanced the moving platform. It makes the
experience. That's why I'm thinking in my head, like it may have been too good because I don't think I can watch this live.
Yeah,
because I'm seeing it in one view after watching this.
Hamilton's literally in the center, not moving, and then people are using the platform to walk stationary, but it looks like they're actually walking. Yeah, no, it's 100% that. Yeah. So Hurricane for you was like top tier scenario.
That was my favorite moment.
Yeah.
Of in the play, because even then when I watched it, I pointed out to my girlfriend. I was like, "Wow, I like what they're doing right now."
Mm-hmm.
So,
do you have any? Oh, okay, me, perfect. And we'll end it with. Do you have any issues with it? For me, my favorite character, obviously King George.
Yes.
It's just my favorite part. What? You mean to tell me George Washington stepped down? And who are they electing?
That was funny.
John Adams.
Oh, that actor, man, give him props.
I just lost it when he's John Adams.
So one thing that my girlfriend did like upon watching that is that when they did a close-up, you can see him spitting.
Yes! Oh my God, he drooled all the way down.
He didn't give no F's in the world.
Whatever, that's fine. But like, he was the perfect one. And then I just love his whole like. I'm gonna mimic it real quick.
Okay, go ahead.
It's like this thing where he's just like.
Yeah.
Perfect. Just perfect. God. King George, I don't know the actor's name, but God, you are just phenomenal. That's the best part.
Think he did all the plays. I think they had different, because I looked up King George on YouTube to kind of watch that same scene, and it was different actors after him, and I was like,
if I can't find the clip, I'm just gonna do like a video, like a recording on my phone or something, just to get whatever. So you discussed your favorite character, my favorite character, my favorite song. It's a hard one. I really was annoyed of the whole the shot one. What was it called? Where it's like, I'm not gonna throw away my shot. No. I'm not gonna throw away my shot or something like that.
Oh, that's like that was like the second or third song.
That's like the second song.
Yeah.
You know what? It was just like it was over repetitive, and I felt like I'm not gonna throw away my shot kind of thing. It was just like, okay, whatever. Man, it's kind of difficult. Oh, the rap battles. Those are my favorite songs. Yeah.
Oh, I forgot.
The rap battles were perfect, just because it was. You said it before we recorded. It was interesting to see how the political debates that they had were featured as rap battles instead of discussions. It's like, how can you kind of picture a political debate in a musical? Let's make it a rap battle. So those rap battle portions were really great, especially when he's like talking to Jefferson and telling us like, if you turn around and bend over, I can show you where my foot's gonna be. And I'm like, okay. And then favorite thing, like little like scenario or event, yes. The slow motion portions of the musical. So yours was the hurricane. Mine's, it's similar fashion where the slow motion parts, especially how one of the I wouldn't say they're a stagehand, but like one of the dancers basically like mimicked the bullet by holding it here and then did this. So the scene that basically got me, my girlfriend's favorite scene was the rewind portion of it when Angelica, I think her name was, goes back in time to the first moment that he met Hamilton.
Oh, you know what?
During
I
her
forgot.
sister wedding.
That was actually really good.
That rewind scene was really good, but that goes to show how the slow motion parts worked, because when Alexander Hamilton gets shot, he's revisiting moments of his life and trying to contemplate on if he should shoot or hold his gun up in the air.
Yeah.
And in that moment, you can kind of feel, just by visually looking at it, the slow motion portions of when the bullet is traveling and when it's going to happen. And everything just kind of stops in slow motion, and then you have them just go back again and all this other stuff. I freaking love that. I think that they did a fantastic job in trying to depict very key moments in the musical, from slow motion to the hurricane to the rewinds, everything like that, using the moving stages or the moving platform. Perfect. I will ask you I'll ask you this. Yeah. What was your least favorite part of the Hamilton musical?
You know what? I don't know, because I did zone out. The thing is that I don't remember what parts I did zone out in.
So there were portions that made you kind of like, okay.
I was kind of like, I kind of did look at my phone. Sorry, guys, if that, it's just, I can only watch a play for so long. But overall, I did like it, but one of the things I didn't like was that, or moments. Oh yeah, moments that I didn't like was, maybe it was the song that I didn't really care for the Me Too, was it, or I Can Do Anything, was it the second song, was it?
Oh, I'm not gonna throw away my shot.
Oh yeah, my shot, yeah. I was like, okay, I get what you're trying to do, but the song got a little repetitive
and weird. Yeah.
It didn't have a nice flow as other songs did and stuff like that.
I did like the verse where it's like, I'm just like my country, young, hungry, and something. I can't remember.
Yeah,
that verse was pretty good.
Some of the verses, those verses were actually really good.
Yeah. It was pretty good. For me, I think my issue with the musical was, I can tell that if I were to see this live, I'd be a little bit bothered by it, but there was a lot going on in the background that did not need to happen. And I think the direction of it was just mainly to kind of mimic, civilians whenever they'd be out in public or in a bar. But there'd be moments where a lot of the dancers would just be wearing their like white garments and then just dancing, but literally have no other part than just kind of dance to the music.
No, I see.
Like I said, camera work I think did a better job of hiding a lot of the kind of bothersome parts of it, and they really enhanced like the moving platform, like I said. But when you have a lot of dancers in the background just dancing and it's just like a monotone costume, it doesn't go and doesn't provide anything, especially when the costumes played a massive part in the musical. Before the intermission, you had all the characters from Lafayette to Hercules, I think his name was. I forget the other friend. He plays Philip in the second act after he dies.
Oh, yeah.
You know who I'm talking about? Yeah. All their costumes meant something. Yeah. It basically, like, they were like just people trying to be someone. And then once the war was over, Hamilton changed his clothes, and you had, George Washington not in his lieutenant or general costume. I forget what it is. He was more like a politician, dressed as a politician.
I did like those. Like, you could tell those were different parts of the play and stuff like that. Eliza, a different tone.
Yeah, Eliza no longer has her dress on. It's more of like a wife dress kind of thing. So costumes, especially with one set in a musical, play a big part. The costumes with them just being bland white garments didn't play a part, and then just having dancing is where I had an issue.
Oh, I see what you mean. Okay.
Yeah. So that's kind of where I was just like, okay, like I get it. It's cool.
If the background dancers or the the people that were just kind of like there to dance and stuff like that should have had a different outfit because of everyone else had a different mood change. That was only fair or only smart that you would do the same thing.
Yes.
Too for your background people.
I will say before we cut the video, it's one thing to listen to the musical, it's another thing to watch it. I highly recommend watching this. If you have not, you know what? I would say this. If you have the chance and take long drives, I would say listen to the musical. It is on Spotify. It's really good. The music's fantastic. But once you listen to it, watch it, because there are two separate beasts. And listening to it is really good. If you really enjoyed listening to it, watching it is just fantastic. You get a whole different, view and perspective of it. Do you recommend Hamilton?
I definitely recommend Hamilton. Anyone that's even either to just music or even, play plays and stuff, or if you're just interested as well too. It's very well. It's on Disney Plus. You could watch an hour of it, go back and finish it, and stuff like that. You don't have to sit through the whole thing because it's there to stream.
Yeah, I think that there's an intermission after the first hour and 15.
Yeah, it's like an hour and 15.
Yeah, so just watch the first hour 15, and then from there you can probably watch the second part of it after whenever you want.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right. Rene. Close it out.
All right, guys. So if you guys don't know, we also have a podcast. You could we're on Podbean and we're on Spotify as well too. That's Keeping Up with the Nerds Variety Hour. Just look for us out there. Also, you can subscribe to more videos like this down below. We will have all the links down below of our social medias, of my social media and Brian's social media down below as well too, if you guys want to follow us as well. Other than that, is there anything else?
Nothing else. Close this out, Rene.
All right.
Steal it up.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching. And then, if you don't know, I'm gonna close this out with King George song.
Oh, that's what we're gonna do.
Da 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 da.